In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to do a front shoulder roll with the pole. So how you're going to start is in a kneeling position. And so right now, I'm on the left side of the pole and I'm facing the right. So my left hand is the one that's holding the pole right now. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll start kneeling and then you're going to take your left hand high and your right hand down on the base of the pole. So what you want is you want your right elbow in line with the pole here, and you'll bring your right ear and shoulder down. So you want to be pretty close to the pole. My elbow is about 90 degrees bent. You want to make sure you're not out here with your arms straight. Sometimes I see people doing that, so you want your elbow bent. Now, you have your knees pretty close to your arm at this point. Your knees are underneath your hips. You're going to press into the front platform of your shoe to send your hips up and over you. So you'll be here. So once you're in this position, you're going to tuck your head a little bit so you're looking at your belly button and then pull your hips over you so you're shifting to your upper back. I like to flip my grip to more of a cup grip at this point. And then as I enter this plow position, I slowly roll one vertebrae down at a time, and you can land however you want. So you can land in a straddle, or you can land with your knees bent, or you can arch yourself all the way up to a seated position if that is where you're trying to go after your shoulder roll, okay? But with all shoulder rolls, make sure that you're rolling over your shoulder. So I'm demoing on this side, meaning I'm rolling over my right shoulder, and you wanna make sure you're not placing all of the weight or any of the weight really in your neck. You want to make sure you're rolling over your shoulder and then using the weight of your hips to pull you over into a plow position. And only once your hips are past your head, then you can shift onto your upper back and feel that equal weight on top of either side of your traps or like shoulder blade area, so upper back, and then you can roll down from there out of your plow position. Okay, so I'm going to show you that again because the most important part is really just getting your hips to do what you want without trying to kick or lift your legs or do anything like that, okay? So again, I'm kneeling here. I lift my hips so that they're over my knees and I grab the base of the pole. I bring my ear and shoulder down. Now here as well, I'm not just dumping into my bottom shoulder, I'm pushing the floor away with my bottom shoulder, okay? So like pushing out of it. And then I'm pulling with my top arm as well. Now I'll send my hips up. And then from here, hips are roughly over my shoulder at this point. And then I tuck my head in to look at my belly button. Weight is still in my right shoulder. And then I pull my hips past me. So now you can see that they're past my shoulders. This is where, if you want, you can change your top hand and then adjust your weight so that you have your weight in your upper back now and pivot as you roll out of your plow from there. Okay, and once you're rolling out of your plow, you can release the base of the pole and have your hand come down, maybe even both hands come down. But having this hand on the pole can help you support and control that roll down because you can pull on the pole to help you slow it down so you're not just falling out of your shoulder roll. Okay, so again, you can land like this. You can roll yourself up however you want, but you want to try to land facing that way so that you're still side view to your audience and making sure you're not facing like where the light is. So again, use your hips to help you control that weight transfer, which is what's going to generate the roll element of this shoulder roll with the pole. Okay, so the steps again are setting up your foundation, so hands on the pole, hips up as high as possible, pushing through that bottom shoulder when you get there, looking at your belly button with your head, and then letting your hips pull your weight past your shoulders before you pivot into a plow, weight in your upper back, and you roll out. Okay, so let's try that one more time. This time I'm gonna go off on a little bit of an angle just so I can show you how you can arch up out of this. If I did it this way, I'll kick my wall. So I'm gonna go on an angle, and then everything else is the same. It's just the exit's going to be a little bit different. Okay, so just turn myself a little bit, and then I set myself up the same way. Hips up, looking at my belly button, weight is still on my one shoulder. Hips go past, change my hand. I'm in a plow, and then from here I come down and arch up. Okay? So you can do any of those exits that I showed you, but that is how you do a front shoulder roll with the pole. And definitely remember to use the grip that you have on the pole to help you out with this, because that will go a long way. Okay, so practice this on both sides, because having your shoulder roll on both sides is super important so that you can take it into your choreo on either side. And this is one of those foundational floor work elements as well that's really important to learn, in my opinion. So take your time with this, and over time it'll feel better. And if it's sensitive on your shoulder, you can wear like a t-shirt or something that covers your shoulder, or maybe a sweater, or you can even do this on a yoga mat as well for extra padding.